Right, here we go. Welcome to week 36. Okay, this week was it was a deload week, right? So just giving my body a break from the stress, some time to recover after the previous three weeks of increasing load, right? So waking up naturally, just without an alarm. Only doing just remembering like it happened today. Fucking hell, how nice it is just just to wake up. Anyway, where was I? Waking up without the alarm. Only doing half a day's work. Okay, so the given distance that I ride each day, half of it on a deload week is allocated to work. Just the rest of the distance is just riding for fun, just enjoying myself basically. And what else did I get up to? Eating this week. I think I said something like a 20% increase. I think I mentioned last week. Fucking don't don't quote me on these figures, because I don't measure these things. I just pulled that number straight out of the air. I was eating a bit more. Stepped on the scales every Sunday. I go on the scales. And I think it's something like 2 kilos that I've put on this week. But anyway, just letting my body recover, right? That's the excuse, okay? The difference between a deload week and a normal week, as far as energy levels goes, is massive. It's totally noticeable, right? Just the way that I'm feeling is amazing, really. But this is the tricky thing, okay? Because I still have to stay disciplined. It doesn't matter how good I feel. I have to stop working when I say I'm to stop working, right? And not carry on throughout the day, right? Because it's so easy, really, to just slip back into, oh, okay, well, today I'm riding, so I must be picking up jobs, right? But there's a difference. There's a real difference. You have to let your body recover, right? So that when it's time to perform, you can perform. Doing this type of work, courier work, right? Everything can get out of control very, very easily. Having to, I mean, respecting the process is one thing, right? It is. It's if I don't respect this process, I'm basically putting everything in jeopardy, right? Being a courier, I basically provide a on-demand, urgent delivery service, right? So this can be picking up anything to be delivered within an hour in London. Granted, not all jobs are within an hour, but most of them are. So when I'm doing this job, I need to make sure that I'm at 100%. Because if I'm not, then I'm putting the service that I provide at risk, right? My reputation whatever that is, I don't know. So putting the service at risk, fucking up my recovery, because I'm increasing the stress levels. This week is about decreasing stress levels, and for what would I be getting out of it? Like a few extra quid. It's not worth it. Just like, having a bit of discipline this week, and just saying, right, okay, regardless of how good I feel, how happy I am, how much energy I think I've got, when it comes to the halfway mark, that's it. I have to log off. It doesn't matter. So because there's good things that will come from this, right? That's the whole purpose of this, right? The other thing this week was a threshold test. So I was on the indoor bike over there. Let me. I'll show you I just got a table. Forget the graphs. I didn't forget the graphs. Just that they don't really show anything compared to the. Well, anyway, let me just show you the table, right? So on the top we've got obviously on the top we've got dates. Fucking hell. I don't know what else they could be. Anyway, average watts, average beats per minute, my cadence, revolutions per minute, the load, right? So this is what I have ridden during this week, okay, during the week of the test, right? And then I've got this, I've called it efficiency, watts per beats per minute, right? So for every heartbeat, for every beat, how many for every times my I'm totally making this shit up, can you tell? Every time my heart beats, how many watts I'm producing, right? This is probably bullshit, right? But I just needed some sort of marker, right? Some sort of metric, right? Now, so what is the threshold test? The threshold test is basically 20 minutes of work on the indoor bike, right? And keeping the heart rate in zone 4, right? I mean, at the start, it kind of, obviously you don't just flick a switch and you're in zone 4. There's a build up, and then at the end of the test, you would expect it to start creeping into zone 5, right? But anyway, so it's the majority, I would say, like 90 to 95% of the test is in zone 4, right? That's the test itself. Now, for me, so this is where the load comes in. So what am I carrying into this test? Because it's not, my body isn't clean, right? I mean, I am clean, just fatigue. My body's carrying some fatigue going into the test, right? And it varies depending on. Well, it always increases. I say always, apart from that week. It increases as this whole project goes on. I'm adding more to my body. I'm adding more fatigue to my body, and seeing how it functions, right? So that's the definition of the test, and as well what I'm carrying into the test, right? So if we look at I mean, this is very early. Well, talking about fucking November. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened there. That's pretty low, but heart rate is low. So yeah, I mean, looking at the numbers themselves in isolation doesn't really tell the story. Same as the heart rate as well. Okay, so it's kind of stayed the same, and then there's a big drop, but then we've got a drop here. Comparing these two, it goes up. This is why I'm putting this this column in here. Revolutions is just for information, and then yeah, we can definitely see that there's been an increase in the amount I've ridden prior to the test. So when I come back on day 5, once I finish my my week, just jump straight onto the indoor trainer, right? Yeah, let's look at the two, yeah. So the two that are the closest together. So February and July, right? So we have slightly higher average watts compared to this week by 8, right? But slightly lower beats per minute by 6. Yeah, 6. The load, however, there's, I don't know exactly what that is, but it's looking almost like, what is that, 40% something anyway. Should we round up and say 50%? There's been quite a substantial increase in load, right? But how many watts am I producing for every heartbeat is actually increased slightly, right? So, like I said, I don't know whether this number's bullshit or anything. It's just something that I had to add because of the fact that all of these numbers are basically all over the place. There's no steady increase, there's no steady decrease. It's just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So I needed something to add in there. Yeah, given the increase in load comparing the two, forget that something very bad happened. That's fucking awful. Given the increase in load, my body's efficiency has also gone up, right? So yeah, that's what I'm taking from this information, right? So next week is a like a warm up week, right? Okay, we'll class it like that. Literally just getting my body back into the rhythm. Setting an alarm, waking up early, working the whole day, increasing the level of stress that I put my body through, and the distance next week is going to be 204 minimum 204 kilometers each day. So that's it. Recovered, yes. Ready, yes. Let's fucking go.